Open-world games need to make their worlds fun to explore. One way to do that is to fill the world with points of interest and secrets that reward exploration. But when a live service game lasts for years and its world grows massive, how you get from point A to B to C starts to matter more and more. When it all goes wrong, you get things like Cloud refusing to jump off a ledge as he struggles with clunky controls to make his way through an open world that's a little too grand for his abilities. Traversal matters. Columbina and Lynae are characters from two different games who both share a secret ingredient that makes them feel premium. Genshin Impact and Wuthering Waves are two games that began very similarly but diverged down two separate paths. Genshin feels slow and methodical. It has a greater emphasis on puzzles, while the characters move at a leisurely pace. The characters, environment, and music all contribute to the game's cozy, relaxed vibes. On the other hand, Wuthering Waves, despite taking heavy inspiration from Genshin Impact, has evolved into a fast-paced, hectic, combat-focused game. Its emphasis on puzzles decreased over time to make way for stunning vistas, graphical marvels, and a need for speed. If Genshin Impact is lo-fi beats, Wuthering Waves is EDM. These different approaches are why you climb cliffs slowly in Genshin Impact but dash up them in Wuthering Waves. One approach is not necessarily better than the other. On the contrary, it just means both games serve different audiences, or, at times, different moods. Despite the millions upon millions of dollars both games make nowadays, their characters both tend to share one glaring issue. To cut costs and development time, each character uses only one of a handful of base models, and they use standard movement animations across all characters who share the same model. This means that many characters share identical heights, and most characters walk and move in the exact same way. The way a person navigates a world tells you a lot about them. A character who slouches and has bad posture might be withdrawn, shady, or even lazy. A character who practically skips might be upbeat and energetic. These mannerisms are completely lost on Genshin Impact and Wuthering Waves, for the most part. And there are some exceptions from both games throughout the years, but I want to talk about both games' latest offerings. Colombina is a very rare example of a Genshin Impact character with a completely unique set of movement animations that aren't attached to any special ability. Instead of a simple jog, this moon maiden glides above the ground as if her gravity is different from everyone else's, almost as if she were walking on the moon. With each weightless step, water ripples beneath her feet, reminding us that her element is hydro. Look closely while she jumps, and you'll glimpse the shape of a half moon underfoot. Not only does all this add character and strengthen her connection to the moon, it also gives her an ethereal, delicate quality. Adding to this is Columbina's unique jump animation while she's sprinting. Instead of a small hop, she twirls gracefully, followed by a blink-and-you'll-miss-it trail of the phases of the moon. It's gorgeous, thoughtful, and most significantly, tells you so much about what Columbina is like before she even opens her mouth. Not only that, Columbina's outfit complements these animations flawlessly. Her billowy, detached sleeves give the impression of some sort of Naruto run, but from the front, it becomes clear that she gently moves her arms back and forth. Despite being barefoot, nothing feels amiss, as her feet don't touch the ground when she moves. Or, at most, her toes gently touch the earth. Only when she comes to a stop do her toes plant on the ground, held up by manifested water, again reminding us that she's hydro. Columbina's dreamy, weightless movement leans perfectly into Genshin Impact's fantastical, cozy gameplay. Moving through the game in this way encourages the player to relax, take their time, and savor the world's sights. Contrast this to Inefa, who has standard animations, and you can see just how much these extra touches make a difference. Nothing about Inefa's movement tells me about her character. After all, it's practically the same as Amber's, Fischl's, and myriad other characters. This makes Columbina feel ultra premium by comparison. Notice how I never mentioned Columbina's combat animations. Although they also do a beautiful job of showing what sort of character Columbina is, combat animations and character design are the main methods by which Genshin Impact and Wuthering Waves attempt to define their characters, so it's more interesting to see what you can glean without it. Combat, of course, being exactly where Wuthering Waves excels. Much like Genshin, Wuthering Waves has had many characters who have some sort of unique movement abilities, but for now, I want to focus on one of the latest characters, Lynae. At first glance, Lynae seems to be nothing to write home about. She has the same stock animations as every other female character using her model type, so why is she here? Although I didn't want to bring up special abilities, this case is too special to ignore. When Lynae's forte bar is full, something that can be achieved even out of combat, holding down the basic attack button changes her form. But this isn't just useful for combat. It flips the wheels out of her shoes and transforms them into rollerblades. On many characters, something like this would be unremarkable, but on Lynae, it's possible to stay in this form indefinitely. No matter whether you swap characters, scale cliffs, or hop over obstacles, Lynae will keep those rollerblades out. As she travels, her speed gauge will increase, and soon she'll be gliding through the scenery like it's nothing with her hands behind her back, giving her an aerodynamic advantage. Lynae's skating experience is evident here, as new skaters are actually discouraged from keeping their hands in this position, as it slows their ability to react and brace themselves in the event of a fall. Notably, this doesn't cost Lynae any stamina. Sprinting while in this form will cause her to pelt forward at full speed. As her arms swing in an arc, green light trails behind her. With each step, paint splashes from her heels, indicating, along with her trendy accessories, that she's something of an artist. This sprint drains stamina as she goes, but the duration is surprisingly lengthy. When she's out of stamina, she'll continue to skate, albeit at the previous, more relaxed pace. Like Columbina's moonwalk, this unique form of movement says a lot about Lynae. She's confident, she's cool, she's a little bit too casual. Her bleached hair, striking makeup, and many accessories tell the story of someone who wants to change who she is, to become something different and free. This folds back into her unconventional mode of transport, which comes full circle to paint a picture of someone who's both confident and a rule breaker. Wuthering Waves is in an interesting position where its open world is dominated by utilities. For example, gadgets like wings that allow any character to fly, and a speedy motorbike that any character can ride. It's a far cry from Genshin Impact's relaxed, methodical exploration. The presence of characters with unique movement abilities isn't essential for gameplay, yet these things are added just for fun and character expression. Extra touches such as these are what make Lynae feel premium and desirable beyond her combat abilities. Even though this boost of speed makes Lynae feel more fun, it still feels fair to those who don't get her, because there's a much faster traversal option available to all, the Expedition motorbike. Luckily for Wuthering Waves fans, this premium quality does not come at an unfair advantage. Likewise, Columbina's animations are mostly an aesthetic benefit, so they don't feel unfair either. Traversal matters, especially when it's unique to characters in a character-collecting game. Colombina shows us the value of bespoke animation, even if it doesn't change much on a practical level. Simply watching her float through the world can make traversal a joy in itself. Lynae proves that limitless movement skills give player a sense of unbounded freedom. Even though there are faster ways to get around in Wuthering Waves, skating around is liberating. The act is a joy in itself. Template animations are fine, but they don't tell a story. The more features and animations that are unique to characters, the more their personalities will shine through in their every action. This is what bestows that premium feel, and this is why Columbina and Lynae are such excellent characters to play.